Most adjusters think that success is just about getting on as many rosters as possible. I mean, how many times do you see people requesting lists of all of the IA firms on social media? And yet, if you don't have the right licenses in the right states, you're going to stay invisible while other people get the work. So you start wondering if you've wasted your time and money. However, when a firm finds someone reliable in an underserved region, they don't just give you the scraps, they flood you with work, which means that the adjusters who win are the ones who combine smart licensing with real firm relationships. I'm Matt with Adjuster TV, and I've helped thousands of adjusters figure out exactly which licenses open doors and how to build firm relationships that keep the claims flowing. And in this video, you'll see how one adjuster used licensing and reputation to become the go-to guy for firms in his area. And we're going to break down which licenses actually matter, why firms fight to keep good adjusters, and a simple shift that makes you irreplaceable, starting now. This video is brought to you in part by Kaplik. Protect yourself as an independent adjuster with errors and omissions and general liability coverages right now at cplic.net/adjustertv, and by Hague Education. The #1 resource for damage identification books, trainings, and certifications is Hague Education. Get a discount on all books, tools, and certifications and other trainings with code AdjusterTV at checkout at hagueeducation.com. And finally, by the National Association of Catastrophe Adjusters. Do not miss your chance to connect, learn, and move your career forward by registering right now for the 2026 NACA convention at nacaadjuster.org. As far as like daily stuff goes, I think that it's a slow process for sure. But I think there's certainly exceptions to that, and I think that where you're at, that particular area, especially if you're willing to drive a little farther to up and down the coast a little ways, I think there's not a lot of competition for you for doing daily claims in that area.
That's what it seems like. One of the firms that I'm working with, they're a smaller firm, and they're sending me, I've gone Baltimore to Pittsburgh 2 times for them.
Wow.
Just to help them out. They're having me go Baltimore to Philly, Baltimore north into central Pennsylvania, DC. So, I'm in a spot where I can hit a lot of, large cities.
Yep.
So
do you have your New York license?
I don't. That is next up on the list.
No, that'd be one to get for sure.
I need to get Iowa before September 1st because they're making you test into it if you don't get it by September 1,
right? From
what I can see. And then it's New York right after that. I want to have New York before going to NACA this year.
Okay.
I'd like to have California as well before going to NACA this year. I'd like to have both of them. So
what licenses do you currently have again?
I have every state except Iowa, California, New York, Alaska, Hawaii.
Okay. All right. So you're pretty deployable. So, I tell people that licenses are the keys, to opening up new opportunities in new areas. And that makes an adjuster really attractive if you have all those. I mean, if you got Arizona, New Mexico.
Don't have Arizona. I keep forgetting about it because it doesn't show up on NFIP or on CERCON. So I keep forgetting about Arizona.
It's not really reciprocal, I don't think. So you kind of have to maybe it is. What's your home state license? Your DHS?
Home state's Texas.
It looks like it may be reciprocal with Texas. So you should be able to go ahead and pick that one up. However you can get your hands on it.
If it is, I will for sure.
Phoenix is, major metro. And they get some monster hail, and they've got tile roofs and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So you got a bunch of licenses. What firms have you signed up for?
Alacrity, who I'm currently running claims for.
Okay.
It's a smaller firm called the CRU Group, who I'm currently running claims for.
Okay. Yeah, I know those guys.
Eberl, Rise, and Renfro, I'm fully rostered with. And then a smaller company called Evolve. And I'm going through the process with CNC. I'm rostered with them. I've had conversations about taking on claims with them. It's always just missed a mark by an hour or so. I have not done anything with Crawford, Sedgwick, or Davies yet. Crawford and Sedgwick coming up with the W-2 just had me wondering if I'm allowed to work with other firms before, or if I'm working with them, if I'm allowed to work with other firms.
Yep.
I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to put myself in a position where I was doing anybody wrong. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, so as far as the W-2 thing goes, I mean, think about it this way. If you had 2 part-time jobs, you worked, mornings at McDonald's and in the afternoons at Taco Bell, it's not a thing. It's not a big deal. And I think that the way a lot of IA firms treat, or sort of like categorized according to like the IRS or the way their businesses are structured, is that they're considered to be temp agencies. And so whether you're a 1099 or W-2, it doesn't really matter. I did W-2 for, like 15 years as an adjuster, and I was able to work for other companies, no problem. So if you want to do CAT and you want to make yourself available for it, then, keep doing what you're doing and just wait and see what happens. And if nothing happens, then your situation hasn't changed. You're still in a great spot, and they're going to keep you busy. Because, like I said, if you're a resource in that area, you have to leave, I think, before they will, what I'm saying, or, somehow screw up or just stop doing good work, then they might stop giving you work. But if you think about it from their perspective, from the IA firm's perspective, like I said at the beginning of this, when they find somebody in an area that's doing good work, and they start to get to know your work, right? And you're building a relationship with those firms, even though it's on the daily side, you're still building a really great relationship with Alacrity and whoever else, which can benefit you later, right? Certainly. But they get you locked in there, and then they don't have to worry about that spot anymore. And if you leave, then they got to worry about that spot again and find somebody else to put in there.
The smaller firm called me. They called me in a pinch. They saw my name on a SimBility list.
Yep. Yeah.
And they said, "We got a SimBility claim in your area. How much experience do you have?" And I'm like, "Well, I have 5 years in the industry, but this would be my first actual." And they gave them off to me. Yep. It was a hailstorm, and I ran 4 claims while I was still running claims for Seek now. Surprisingly, they still gave me claims afterwards when I told them that I was stepping away from Seek now. They started giving me claims again almost immediately.
Well, if there's nobody else there, they got to give them to somebody, because if they don't, then they'll lose that contract with that carrier, and that affects the IA firm's bottom line.
And they've been keeping me busy. The smaller firm has been keeping me more busy than Alacrity has. I'm only running USAA for Alacrity and a little bit of Allstate, but it's Allstate preferred, where I'm not running anything through NextGen. I'm still doing it through Xactanalysis, and then National General preferred. So those 2 are in addition to USAA, like here in the last couple weeks. So they've expanded what I'm doing with them too. And then the smaller firm, it's all over the place. It's 6 different carriers that I'm running claims for.
It's a great experience, no matter what you want to end up doing. This is absolutely fantastic experience for you. All right, so what happens when you've got the licenses and relationships locked in? How do you actually break into those bigger, more complex claims that pay twice as much? To find out, check out this video right here. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great storm.